Okay, so hello and welcome. I'm going to start on this section trigonometry now, and I'll be specifically looking at trig identities. Now, there's a few important things I want to get through. Um, the first assumption is that you've gone through the video series from 2015, or the Critical Trigonometry Examination Revision session series, right? And in there we taught you about setting up your summary sheet. So very briefly, I'm going to go through the summary sheet with you. And then I'm going to start off firstly with the grade 11 identities that you should be familiar with. Okay, so from your summary sheet, you should already have the following. Familiarity with the Astc diagram, familiarity with the reduction formulae, as well as the three nevers that I go over with you, right? And when to use each of these. Okay, so from the summary sheet, you know about the Astc diagram, or the cast diagram. All ratios are positive in the first quadrant, only sine is positive in the second quadrant, tan is positive in the third, and cos is positive in the fourth. And then we have what we call the reduction formulae, theta, 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, and 360 minus theta. Okay, and then over here we have 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, 270 minus theta, and 270 plus theta. Okay, so this is the cast diagram. What we see over here is known as reduction formulae, right? What we see over here are co-ratios, right? We use this for co-ratios. Okay, and then you had two identities that were very important. One of them was sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. And the other identity, remember here, we find that there are two identities derived from here. That's going to give you cos squared theta. The first one is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. And the other one will be sine squared theta is equal to 1 minus cos squared theta. Okay. And then you have another identity from grade 11. That is sine theta over cos theta is equal to tan of theta. And that's important that we see over there. Okay, so that actually covers the primary identities that would have been covered in grade 11. And then when you add the grade 12 identities, you have the compound angle identities and double angle identities. So I'm going to list the compound angle identities first. Right, and remember this is all on the summary sheet. Okay. Compound angle identities, we have, for example, let's start with cos, right? Cos of angle A plus angle B is equal to cos sine. If this is plus, we have minus over there, and we have A, B over there. Okay, in the event that we're talking about cos of A minus B, then I'm just going to indicate that with a minus sign, and that means that I must change this to a plus on here, and I still have cos, sine, AB. Then when I'm looking at the identities for sine, what about sine of A plus B? This is actually sine, cos, sine. And this is going to be A, B. And if this was positive here, this will remain positive. And if we had sine of A minus B, then I would have this B minus, right? Okay, and then the double angle identities, that's simple, that's derived right from here. Okay, so I'm just going to list that over here. Double angle identities. Okay, the double angle identities are as follows. Firstly, cos, let's start with the easy one. Sine of 2a, which is basically a plus a, is equal to sine of angle A multiplied by cos of angle A, 2 sine A cos A. And if I have cos of 2A, that's first identity is cos squared A minus sine squared A. From there I derive two identities, and that's going to be 2 cos squared A minus 1, and the other one is going to be 1 minus 2 sine squared A. Okay, so using the summary sheet, I've got this, I've got Astc, I've got the reduction formulae, and I've got the co-ratios. I then have the compound and double angle identities, and of course the basic identities that you should already be familiar with on the summary sheet is SOHCAHTOA, right? And you should also know your special angles. Right, so that's not things I'm going to put on the sheet right now. And if you don't know them, you should add them to your sheet and you will work from them. Okay, so this is just a recap on the summary sheet, and then we're going to go into example 1.